Welcome back, YouTube. Just going to do a weekly recap here. We're going to cover AMC, Robinhood's IPO, and Dogecoin. Now, I want to start with Robinhood because I know that was a big catalyst for coming out this week and them finally going public with their IPO. Now, if you're a part of any like social groups, or if you were a part of Robinhood like earlier this year, you know that there's a lot of people that are unhappy with Robinhood and some of the practices that they use to handle things. Preferably doing like peak rallies with like GameStop or even Dogecoin, where people were not able to use the app to their liking, and via like not being able to buy, but that you could sell your position, therefore you could only like push the position down, or the maintenance issues, or like the app going down altogether. There's been several issues there, and it's left a lot of frustration on the users for the app. So it was to be expected that Robinhood would take like a dip, but initially I thought that Robinhood would at least have like a short run, or typically just a good bounce for a new IPO, which is usually what happens, but that wasn't the case for Robinhood's IPO. I believe it got a peak of like maybe like $40 for like a second or so, and then it started trending the other way immediately. So that lets you know where Robinhood stands as far as with its people right now. And I believe that the CEO, Vlad, they need to take heed to that and try and do some work, because that shows that there's still a lot of frustration there. I know that they're a young company, and if they're going to build and try and rebrand and build themselves to get past as far as for the frustration that's within the community right now, they need to take heed to that and try and rebuild that trust. How bad was it? Well, Robinhood dropped about 8.4% on its first day, and it's literally the worst in history for an IPO that size, for a company that size actually. Does Robinhood have the capability to turn things around and rebrand itself and put itself as like a leader again as far as like in the investing community? It's possible, but it's going to take a lot of work, and they're really going to have to get out there and try and rebrand themselves, because Robinhood has done a lot of good for the investing community. Robinhood got a lot of people that were not interested in investing, or it made it easy for them to invest. The platform was really simple. It was easy to navigate, and it was really just an attractive aspect as far as for bringing in new investors. Plus, you were able to get free stocks for when you referred people. So it kind of gave you like a jump start on your portfolio, and it really got a lot of people's feet wet when it came to investing. Not to mention their no commission trade model, which completely led the charge as far as for revolutionizing the industry. And so Robinhood has done a lot of good, but the thing about it is, like, because of their target audience, they've hurt a lot of people that couldn't afford to be hurt. So it's going to take a lot of effort to repair that trust and to build the company up and kind of pick up where it left off. Personally, I'm not a fan of Robinhood. I'm not in love with it, just because of what happened. There's a lot of issues there outside of the capital, and just because Robinhood got a lot of the heat for stopping trading as far as like GameStop, and even with Dogecoin, but that was more so just Robinhood. But with GameStop, they got a lot of the heat, but other brokerages did it as well. But just because of the demographics, I believe, of Robinhood, they got a lot of the backlash because of it, and they issued like some statements, and they were able to like push out like some I believe they sent out like some payments if you were trying to trade or something like that. But they haven't done much to repair that trust. They should have been, like, I believe there should be more effort, especially from Vlad. If he's going to be the face of the company, he should definitely be out there trying to rebuild that trust and gain the momentum in the community that they need to grow and turn these things around. When it comes to Dogecoin, I released a video speaking about the Dogecoin consolidation and the consolidation that I believe is going to happen in the crypto market, just simply because we've seen this happen in almost every industry ever. So I don't think that the crypto market is going to be the exception. And I wanted to just provide some insight as far as from where I think the crypto market is going. I've seen a lot of people that were pointing out like some little rallies and little differences between Bitcoin and Dogecoin, because I said that those two are linked. They're linked in the fact that Bitcoin controls the market. So typically when you see a reaction out of Bitcoin that's up or down, you'll see the other cryptos will typically follow suit. However, when someone says, like if Elon says something like in June to specifically say Tesla is going to start taking Bitcoin again, then you can expect Bitcoin to kind of rally and break the trend. And I believe this happened on like June 13th. And I was speaking about this on Instagram. But when you say that, when someone says that, then typically Bitcoin will kind of rally, but it'll return to its normal progression, which in this case is a correction. So it'll start back trending down, which is what happened a few days later. So that doesn't mean that the Bitcoin or Dogecoin are trending in the opposite directions. You'll have like occasional spikes. With Bitcoin, you'll have occasional rallies that'll break the trend because Bitcoin has more institutional money. And if another major company says that they're going to start accepting it for payment, that'll cause another institution to become bullish. So you may see a spike in interest because they're taking a large position to get in front of that. Flip side of that, Dogecoin is mostly retail. And retail, it's low cost, and it's because of the volatility, like I said, it is a day trader's like dream to jump in and out and capitalize on that. So you're going to see the opposite of that as far as for sell-offs once you start hitting like certain percentages and with the inside the volatility. So I used the example when it was around 16 cents and they rallied at 20 cents, and then you start seeing like a 30% gain within a few days. And if it starts ticking down, or if you start seeing a bearish like trend or whatnot, they're going to take profits. So, and you're going to see it kind of get hit a little harder, but then it will kind of consolidate back again at around 20 cents. And this is going to be I believe we'll see this several times, probably at like the 50 cents, around 75 cents like we did the first time. And again, around $1. Watch the consolidation video. I'm not going to recap the entire video, but that's where I believe that Dogecoin is headed. I'll place a link to that in the description. AMC. So I believe that Adam chose his words, him and his attorneys, I believe they chose his words very carefully as far as the statement that he released. And if you haven't heard it, I'm going to read it here. It says, many of you continue to be concerned about the AMC share count. In early June, we announced an all-inclusive share count total of 513,330,240 legally issued shares. Precisely 0 new shares have been issued by AMC since then. Issued by AMC. As of the existence of so-called fake and synthetic shares or the naked short selling of AMC shares, we are unaware of any information validating these theories. Also, we are unable to make any comments on the considerable trading and put call derivatives. Unable to make any comments. I'm going to make a separate video probably going into a little more in depth with this, but based off of the things that we've seen with even like the Nikola CEO, you have to, it's not Adam's place nor his job to investigate or kind of like expose and other investors, because that's really what Citadel is. Hedge fund or not, they're still an investor and a part owner of the company. So it's not his job necessarily to attack them. But I believe with a lot of the legislation that we're seeing coming out of the SEC, there is some conversations being had behind closed doors. So I don't think that it would be in his best interest to basically attack them and put himself at the risk of leading to something that could get him charged with market manipulation. Because if he came out today and said, yep, even if he said more than likely, if there's more than likely some synthetics going on out here, the numbers are looking a little funny. There's no way, if he said that what we already know, which if we take at least the 80% that we own and add the shares of the institutions, we're going to get more than 500 million shares, or the 513 million that he added here, not to mention the 96 million roughly that they have on loan, and the shares that it would take to just in general, the amount of selling that would have to take place to take a stock from $72 down to $38. If we just do basic math, and he just said, yeah, based off of that alone, just mathematical evidence here, yeah, there appears to be some funny business going on with the shares. We don't know exactly, but we haven't issued any more shares. That would trigger a squeeze right within itself. And that would trigger like an avalanche as far as with people going in there And regardless of what the SEC investigations determine, or DTCC, whatever the case may be, that's going to trigger a lot of momentum going in AMC, and would more than likely, I'd say 100% chance of him getting charged with market manipulation, whether it was true or not. And I think that he has to be careful as far as what he says, especially with the governing eyes making specific laws that I believe are tailored to this event that we're in right now. So I think that the words he chose were very careful and thought out. And I don't believe that it has a negative effect as far as for long term, because we know as far as for what's going on, as far as where we're trending. I believe that we're going to hear from the SEC again, probably in the next week or so, and this will certainly push the envelope forward. I believe we'll either get a new form of legislation, or we're going to hear something as far as for the investigation of these shares. Because once that cat gets out of the bag, even if Adam would have came out today and said that, yep, there is more shares issued than what AMC has issued, that's it. The buy button is gone, and you can no longer get into take positions as far as an AMC. So at that point, the price has nowhere to go but up. So that would literally, he would literally be putting himself in a position to be charged with market manipulation if he couldn't prove without a shadow of a doubt that this was going on. And I don't believe that it would be wise for him to take that position as far as right now, especially since there's strong evidence that the SEC is looking into this. And I do believe, again, that there is some conversations going on behind closed doors. The numbers don't lie. Most of the due diligence has been done. I don't believe that this specific statement is negative or anything toward AMC. Like, if you look at the math and you do the numbers and you look at how the SEC is moving right now, if you look at the fact that hedge funds have increased their positions with AMC, it's showing very bullish expectations of it. So I have literally been buying as far as for this entire week, just even on the fact that if I look at the inflow versus outflow, and there's literally basically no correlation, and I know for a fact that you're cutting a stock in half without even 20% of the people selling their positions, I just know mathematically it doesn't make sense. So that's why I remain bullish on AMC. I do believe that we're going to hear from either Adam or the SEC probably within the next coming week. So I'll be covering that, because I know that this is a very big deal for AMC and Adam as well. So I'm pretty sure he'll probably either be on YouTube or a news outlet, and we're going to have opportunity to ask him some questions. So I think that this is going to be a big deal as far as moving forward. I'm still bullish on AMC, still bullish on Doge. By all means, do your own due diligence and look at the numbers, look at history, look at the charts, and come to your own conclusions. That's all I want for you by watching this channel, is to give you my opinions and give you something as far as to look at, or maybe like an alternative view, so that you can do your own research. If you are not subscribed, please do so. Give this video a like, and let me know as far as your thoughts on this week's events in the comment section. Also follow me on Instagram at I am David Mitchell Jr. or on Twitter at JR David Mitchell. I'll place the links in the description as well. I appreciate all of you. Thank you. And until next time.